Nebius could be building the company that helps end the general purpose cloud era. Hear me out. For years, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud became the default answer for almost every type of computing problem. They were built to run websites, business software, databases, and thousands of other workloads. I've used them myself. But artificial intelligence is creating a very different kind of challenge. AI needs an enormous amount of power, dense GPU clusters, advanced cooling, ultra-fast networking, and software that's designed to keep those systems all working together. And that kind of creates an opening for a very new kind of provider. Nebius isn't trying to become everything for everyone. It's building specialized AI factories that are designed for one single purpose: turning raw computing power into usable artificial intelligence. And that's why in this video, you're going to learn what Nebius is building right now, why specialized AI infrastructure could challenge the cloud giants, and how that shift could actually affect Nebius stock from here. But before we begin, if you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Rick Orford. I'm a Wall Street Journal bestselling author. I've been trading since 1999, and no, I'm not a financial advisor. But that's a good thing, because I'm right here with you, breaking down the numbers so retail investors like us can make smarter, more confident decisions with our money. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. And you all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by almost 6 times. Go to fool.com/RickO to get your 10 stock picks right now. All right, so most retail investors are seeing the AI boom as a race to build the smartest models or manufacture the fastest chips. Makes a lot of sense because those are really the visual parts of artificial intelligence, what everybody can see. But there's another part of the story that I think is just as important. As AI models become more powerful, companies need specialized infrastructure that's capable of training, fine-tuning, and deploying those models at massive scale. That means the opportunity may actually not only belong to the companies designing the chips or building the models. It may actually belong to the companies that can turn those chips into working AI systems. And that's where Nebius stands out. Instead of operating a general-purpose cloud that's designed for thousands of different types of workloads, Nebius is building AI factories optimized for high-performance GPUs, advanced networking, and large-scale AI deployments. So what does that mean? Well, rather than trying to beat Amazon, Microsoft, or Google across every cloud service, Nebius is focusing on the infrastructure that's needed to power the next generation of artificial intelligence. And to answer whether that strategy can work, I first need to explain why an AI factory is very different from your traditional data center. Well, one of the biggest misconceptions about AI infrastructure is that building an AI data center simply means installing thousands of powerful GPUs. But hold on a second. The processors are only part of a much larger system. Modern AI clusters need enormous amounts of electricity. They need ultra-fast networking and advanced cooling. They also need software that's capable of managing thousands of accelerators all working together. So if any part of that system becomes a bottleneck, you know those super expensive GPUs that are there? They're going to be sitting idle instead of generating any revenue. And that means the real competitive advantage is no longer just owning or getting your hands on the chips. It's building facilities capable of operating them efficiently. Now, traditional cloud platforms, they were designed to support millions of websites, applications, and various enterprise workloads. And AI systems, though, they demand something entirely different. They need dense GPU clusters, they need huge amounts of power, and extremely low latency networking. So optimizing for every workload isn't nearly the same as optimizing specifically for artificial intelligence. And that's the gap that Nebius is trying to fill. The company is building dedicated AI factories with liquid-cooled facilities, high-density power infrastructure, and advanced networking. It's also developing large AI campuses that are designed to support future generations of GPUs. So, securing power, grid connections, and construction capacity, all of that can take years. So, I'm sure you could see that the challenge here isn't just buying GPUs, it's assembling an entire industrial system around them. Now, before I go any further, I want to give a shout out to my community. It's one of the fastest growing investing communities on YouTube. We talk about specific companies, what they're doing, and even options trading. Best yet, it's completely free to join. Just scan the QR code on the screen or check for the link in the description, and I'll see you there. Okay, so now the physical infrastructure side is only one part of Nebius' story. The second side is the rapid adoption of open AI models. Open weight models like Llama allow organizations to customize, fine-tune, and deploy AI, at least on infrastructure that they control. So instead of relying entirely on a proprietary service, companies can build AI systems around their own cost, their own security, and even their own performance requirement. And that flexibility is quickly attracting developers, enterprises, and even governments. And every organization that chooses an open model still needs somewhere to train it, fine-tune it, and deploy it. And as more organizations build their own AI applications, demands naturally extends beyond the model itself to the computing systems that are actually required to run it. Now, Nebius isn't trying to build its own foundation model. No. Instead, it's wanting to provide the infrastructure and the managed services that companies need to deploy multiple open model families. And that matters because the company can position itself as an independent infrastructure layer rather than locking customers into one AI ecosystem. So, as adoption grows, customers may increasingly prefer providers that can deliver their GPUs, but also their storage and the managed inference all as one integrated platform. And of course, the general purpose cloud providers became powerful by offering almost everything. But Nebius is betting that the next phase of AI is actually going to reward specialization. But specialization only creates shareholder value if the economics work. Nebius earns revenue by renting GPU computing capacity and providing the software that's needed to manage AI workloads. Once those clusters are deployed and utilization remains high, additional demand, well, it can contribute more meaningfully to revenue growth because much of the infrastructure is already in place. And that creates a very important difference between selling AI hardware and operating AI infrastructure. Don't you see? Nvidia generally recognizes revenue when it sells a GPU, but Nebius is aiming to generate revenue from those same GPUs over many years by keeping them deployed across customer workloads. So the investment case here depends much less on owning the newest hardware and more on maintaining high utilization, efficient operations, and, well, I would even go as far as to say disciplined capital allocation. If utilization keeps rising after the infrastructure's already been deployed, operating leverage is going to improve profitability. I mean, this means that revenue can grow faster than costs, allowing more of each individual or additional dollar to reach the bottom line. But AI infrastructure is not automatically a high-margin business. Remember, traditional cloud providers can spread infrastructure costs across millions of websites, applications, and enterprise customers. AI factories are going to depend on keeping expensive GPU clusters busy. And that makes electricity, depreciation, and financing costs extremely important. Hardware refresh cycles, they matter as well, because a cluster that looks cutting edge today can become less competitive as new GPU generations arrive. And naturally, Nebius is investing aggressively to expand capacity. So success here is going to depend on strong utilization and pricing, not just adding more hardware. I mean, any old company can build enormous capacity and still destroy shareholder value if it can't keep that capacity in use or productive. So Nebius has to manage three things, in my estimation: demand, utilization, and capital spending. Management says that customer demand continues to exceed available capacity, which supports its aggressive expansion plans. The company has secured long-term agreements with Meta and Microsoft, also a plus, while receiving strategic backing from Nvidia. But those relationships, they also raise the stakes. Nebius now has to prove that it can build quickly, operate reliably, and turn all of that demand into strategic returns. And AI is increasingly becoming strategic infrastructure. Governments, financial institutions, healthcare organizations, they're all placing greater importance on keeping sensitive AI workloads within their own jurisdiction. That's called sovereign AI. It means that countries and institutions want greater control over their data, computing resources, and security. As AI adoption expands across critical industries, demand is growing from organizations that need dedicated AI just like this that they can trust. And that significantly expands Nebius's addressable market. Why? Well, the company isn't limited to renting GPUs to AI startups. It can also provide the infrastructure and operational expertise that's needed to build dedicated AI environments for enterprises and governments. And Nebius is already expanding AI infrastructure across Europe. That positions the company to benefit as sovereign AI becomes a larger part of national industrial policy. And this may be exactly where the general purpose cloud story begins to break apart. Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, well, they're not disappearing. But remember, they were built to support an enormous range of workloads. Nebius, on the other hand, is being built around a narrower mission: accelerated computing for artificial intelligence. The comparison is not actually that different from Netflix and Blockbuster. Blockbuster served a broad physical distribution model. Netflix rebuilt the experience around a specific technological shift. And Nebius is trying to do something very similar inside data centers. It's not trying to become another general purpose cloud. It's trying to become the specialized utility that powers the AI economy. Of course, that doesn't mean that the hyperscalers will simply step aside. I don't think so. They've got an enormous amount of cash on their balance sheets. They've got established customer relationships, and they've got tons of their own AI infrastructure. But Nebius doesn't need them to lose for this thesis to work. General purpose cloud providers can continue growing while specialized AI infrastructure grows even faster. And if demand for AI computing continues growing faster than the industry can build fully operational AI factories, well, then specialized providers can actually gain pricing power and strategic importance. Now, if you've been watching Nebius but think right now the price is just too expensive, at least at today's price, check this video up here, because I talk about how you can sell a put option on a stock and get paid to wait for it to potentially come down to your price. And if it does come down to your price, you get to buy it, but you got paid to buy it as well. But remember, the strategy still carries some risk, so the stock has to be one you generally want to own. So here's my take on Nebius. I think many investors are still focusing on the wrong part of the AI infrastructure story. Most of the attention, it still continues to going to companies that are building the chips. But chips alone, they don't create artificial intelligence. They still need power, they need cooling, and they need networking before they can generate any economic value. And that's why I believe AI factories could become one of the most important parts of the AI value chain over the next several years. And I don't think that Nebius is going to need someone like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud to lose for this investment thesis to work. No, general purpose cloud providers, they're not disappearing. I think AI may be becoming a large enough opportunity to support a brand new category of specialized infrastructure built specifically for accelerated computing. Nebius simply needs demand for AI compute to continue growing faster than the industry's ability to build out fully operational AI factories. If the industry's biggest constraint shifts from acquiring GPUs to securing facilities with enough power, cooling, and networking, well, companies like Nebius that are capable of delivering the entire platform, well, they could become some of the most valuable businesses in the AI economy over the next 5 to 10 years. And that brings the investment thesis right back to where I started. The opportunity is no longer about simply owning more GPUs. It's building AI factories that are capable of keeping those GPUs operating efficiently at scale. Rather than replacing the hyperscalers, Nebius could become one of the specialized AI factories helping meet a global demand that may take years to close. And if AI demand continues growing faster than new AI factories can be built, well, companies capable of delivering on that infrastructure, well, I think they could benefit from one of the largest investment cycles the tech industry has ever seen. But now, I want to turn it over to you. Do you think specialized AI factories can take meaningful market share away from the cloud giants, or will those hyperscalers use their scale to dominate the market as well? And before I go, did I get this right? Did I forget anything? Let me know all of that and more in the comments below. And while you're there, if you found the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help others find the video, it supports the channel, and it makes sure that you don't miss out on my next deep dive. Well, that's it for me today, at least in this video. I wanted to thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again here on YouTube or in my community. Bye for now.